Hey, it's Shane with GotRom.com. This video is about hip alpha angle and if it is a death sentence for your hips. So I get emails from people describing as many types of hip deformity as you can imagine. They've got cysts in their hips, they've got labral tears, they've got arthritis, and most recently I got an email from someone who was dead set that because he had a certain hip alpha angle, which is kind of the angle that your hip kind of comes into the socket, can come in at a different angle. And if it's a certain angle, some studies have shown that that has a high correlation with hip problems and range of motion problems and things like that. And why I want to talk about that today is because this gentleman who I was talking to via email was dead set that because of this one factor about his bones, that was enough to make him go get cut open by a surgeon and get hip surgery. And he wasn't even open, for the most part, to a discussion about all of the other things which influence if your hip has pain and influences how much range of motion your hip has. And why I think this is important is that when you think that because you have either arthritis or a certain alpha angle of, say, above 57 degrees or whatever the research is citing these days, if you think that that one factor is just the end-all be-all answer to if your hip is going to be healthy or not, then you're basically a victim in this situation. And you have no power in the situation. You're not going to even attempt to work on things because you think, I found the answer, and now I know I need to go shave and change the structure of my bone. So this reminds me of kind of like, if you've ever heard of the Serenity Prayer. I think the Serenity Prayer is I'm not getting too spiritual or woo-woo on you, but I'm going to paraphrase it. It's something like, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So what I'm going to invite all of you who are dealing with some kind of hip problem is to not look for the one specific factor, to look at the whole total picture of it and have the serenity to accept what you can't change, the courage to work diligently on what you can change, and the wisdom which you cultivate over time with experimentation, the wisdom to know the difference between what you can and cannot change. And the people that I see most successful in coming out of not just hip problems, but all physical problems, are the people who have that wisdom to know what they can't change, what they can change, and they're willing to work diligently to maximize all of the things that they do have control over, like flexibility, like stretching, like massage, like strengthening, like changing their lifestyle, changing their habits, and all of those things. So, hope that video was helpful for you. See you in the next one.
Yeah, be cool, just move with